Good day. Today is 29th May 2022. The time is 4:16 a.m. Today I'm going to talk about various solutions to come out of the current mess in our country and employment creation. So I told how we can improve the public transportation, and we must improve our railway network. We must go for elevated Carnival railway, and then we must make sure we do have a pricing policy for petrol and rationing for petrol so that we can get most of the vehicles away from the roads, and our roads should be full of cycles, the public transport buses, and then few cars and some vans. But we must make sure whatever comes to the road can be what you call more is sufficiently low so that the road capacities are well maintained and the speeds are well maintained, and we can allocate part of the road for cyclists. So that's the way we have to look at it. So because we should be a cycling country than a country that relies on motor vehicles. For example, the doctor, there is one lady doctor, her husband is also a doctor, and the husband, they have only one vehicle. The husband goes to work every day by cycle. He works in Colombo office of Colombo Medical Office. He goes to Colombo by cycle. So doctor goes to Colombo by cycle, and he likes the health benefits a lot, and it's very good on his pocket and no waiting time, nothing. And in early days, my father lived in Vijayarama Junction, and all his traveling was by cycle to Colombo. And they even went to places like Anuradhapura, Polanar, wherever they went by cycles. And so they used to do cycle trips. Sometimes they do day trips covering 20, 30 kilometers. So basically, cycling is very popular in very advanced countries, and it must be made very popular in Sri Lanka. It used to be very popular in Sri Lanka, but now everybody started looking for motorcycles. But we must take all of them back to cycles. So that is one of the important things. And secondly, we must develop our tourism sector. For we have fantastic road network. The moment stage one of Central Highway is done, we are almost there. And then what we can do is we can do the arm of 12 kilometers and forget about the rest as a highway, because we don't have traffic to Kandy so much. So once we link it up with the current Galagedara, Kurunagala and Kandy Road, we can convert the remaining part of the Kurunagala Kandy Road to a 4-lane highway, because it's on easy terrain, it's not on difficult terrain, and we have these slope stabilization teams technology fully developed in Sri Lanka. So converting this Kandy, it climbs only once, so there's not much development on either side. So converting the existing Kandy Kurunagala highway as 4-lane will be very much cheaper than constructing a highway to Kandy, because the number of users will be, the cars that are using that highway will be very small. And anyway, going to hill country, you don't need super speeds. So if you can maintain 50 or 60 kilometers per hour, that is more than enough, because the distance is very small, about 20 kilometers. So what are we going to achieve by having high speed 420 kilometers. So we can drop that additional part, which is already considered as a controversial contract. So we can avoid that, no need. And once you do those things, those links, Sri Lanka is super connected. And even as the time comes when we have enough money, we can do the extension to Dambulla from Kurunagala. But at the moment, there's no need to have it because even the existing roads are superb, and only the people going to Polonnaru and Trinco will use this highway. But there's another highway we can convert to 4 lane, and that is Kurunagala, Variapula stretch only 20 kilometers. Again, that can be easily converted to a 4 lane highway from a 2 lane widening. It's a very the land is can be easily acquired. The moment you do that, people going to Anuradhapura will take the highway, go to Kurunagala. Within 20 minutes, they will be in Variapala, and from Variapala they will go to Padeni, and Padeni Anuradhapura road is one of the best roads with cycle tracks on either side, and no need to worry about that road at all. It's a superb road, and we must make sure people going to Anuradhapura use that, and only the people going to Polnaru and Trinco will use the current A6 highway. So that way we can divide the traffic, and also there are other roads that people can take, like Talav Road and Kakirawa, what do you call, Kakirawa, also then Kakirawa Talav Road. Oh, there are so many roads that people can take. All those roads can be just carpeted, and that's it. And most of those roads are very good, but there are few spots where it needs some attention. So road network is superb, and we don't need any more development of the road network because we have the best road network of Asia, and we have to just maintain it. Then then roads are okay. Then once the roads are perfect, we can develop tourism. And then we have to look at what the irrigation developments that we need. And we have been looking at one very special project which will allow us to cultivate 70,000 acres more in Eastern Province by providing ample water to agricultural sector, and that is diverting Mahavali River water uh, about 10 kilometers, 10 or 15 kilometers downstream, Somavati temple. And area, the Mahavali River has elevation of 15 meters. And 15 meters, we create an anecut and a small reservoir or small dam, and then we start pumping water up to 35-meter elevation, uh, and then 35 or 34 or say 40-meter elevation. And once we pump water to that level, under gravity we'll have aqueduct taking water to the nearby reservoirs, and that water will start. We feed the water to the cascading systems at the top level, and once we do that, all our Asian cascades can be activated because most of these ancient cascades have already been developed, and with the help of Sri Lanka Army, we can easily rehabilitate the remaining parts of the cascade. And once the cascades are fully restored, we'll be able to, fully restore irrigation for 70,000 acres in the Eastern Province. This is a project that we started planning since 2017. We went deep into the Somavati jungle, and we did investigations, and most of the investigations were carried out by Professor Lalit Rajapaksha of Department of Civil Engineering, University of Moratu, and with him, his satellite data, we developed the project fully on his computer using, on his computer we looked at the satellite data. He has satellite data because he has worked in Japan, and he's a member of various associations. So we can plan any project in Sri Lanka just looking at the satellite data from our desktop. The moment we have some idea about the terrain, so we have already gone into so deep into Somati jungle, and we know exactly what to expect, and we can easily go for this type of development in Sri Lanka. The moment we uh, work out the details, the real details on the ground, because most of we did not have hand funding for that kind of detailed studies. So all these were self-funded projects. Nobody gave us any funding. Out of interest, we using our own funds, we have done all these projects. So the moment we do these 70,000 acre irrigation scheme, there will be plenty of very nice reservoirs, and at each reservoir we shall be able to construct tourist hotels. And you'll ask, oh, steel is very expensive and so on. I can tell you, I have developed methods to construct three-story, five-star hotels without using a single reinforcement bar. But when you go inside, you will never see the difference. The finishes, appearance, everything will be the same. But we never use a single reinforcement. You'll ask what is the technique. We use cement stabilized rammed earth for walls. They are all load bearing walls. And all our floor systems will be timber trusses, specially made timber trusses. And above the timber trusses, we'll have cement fiber sheet mounted Dura panels, Dura straw panels, and below the truss also same panel, so the void can be used for all the services. And all these Dura panels will be covered with polythene, so even if there's a leak or whatever the problem, nothing will damage the Dura panel. So we have done it at Nigam Hospital in 2015, and those buildings are standing very well. And we have converted a Dura panel building to a washable building. So basically, we have expertise. And then for the rooftop, we'll have accessible rooftops, but we'll use special zinc alum sheets and then cover it with reinforced concrete. And when I say reinforced concrete, you'll ask, how about reinforcement? No, we are using bamboo as reinforcement with 6 millimeter wires. So basically, we don't use any QST or TMT bars or reinforcement bars. All our constructions do have natural materials that we have developed based on the technologies developed by our very good researchers like Dr. Bhaskaran and Dr. Sujiva Levanagamage. And I also have done Professor Mrs. Thishan Jayasinghe. She's a world figure when it comes to earth earth-based materials. And so there are only three. Currently, there are only three top experts. One is Professor Venkat Rama Reddy, and then we have Professor Pete Walker, and then Professor Thishan Jayasinghe of Murto University. The top figures in the field, and then they facilitate conferences, meetings, so many things. And then they actually facilitate the knowledge sharing. So basically, we are doing a wonderful job, and next year we are having one of the in 2023, and the cost of this conference is about 6 million rupees, and I'm sponsoring it fully. I'm sponsoring it fully using my personal money. So basically, I mean, we don't have problem. We have a mental problem because we think we need solutions given to us by others rather than we developing our own solutions. And I have solutions to all these problems. And the moment we develop tourism in a big way, we are not going to get just tourists, we are going to do medical tourism. medical tourism because I have developed a method called modern plant-based medicine where we actually remove toxins from the bodies of various people because we have lived in petroleum era where every meal, everything we consume has unwanted chemicals, and we detoxify and then we make their bodies to look super radiant. And the moment you give very well developed western medicine after detoxification, they work like super drugs. So we can develop that sector very well, where we, Sri Lanka, will become the top destination of the world for medical tourism. Thank you.